Say the worst scars aren't the ones you can see. Funny thing is, in my town, nobody seems to notice scars at all, unless they're hunting for a joke to toss across the counter when they think nobody's listening. Or maybe because they think nobody in this dusty old diner has lived through anything worse than a breakup or a busted transmission. But that day, that day started with a punchline at my expense and ended with a silence so thick you could pour it over pancakes. All because one old man recognized the ink beneath my scars before anyone else had the decency to look me in the eye. Picture this. Lunchtime rush. The clock stuck somewhere between the end of one shift and the start of another. And me just working my system. Order up, smile, coffee pour, keep the left arm angled just so, sleeve rolled enough for comfort but not enough to start questions. It's like a dance I invented for myself. Never let your scars lead. Never let them see the shaky part of your story. Then came the college kids at table 9, loud from the second they dropped their backpacks on the booth, already halfway through their fries when one leaned in, eyes glued to the mess of skin right above my wrist. He laughed, actually laughed, elbowing his buddy and saying, "Hey, what kind of mess left you with those?" Like my body was a punchline. Like he just handed me my dignity on a paper plate. Extra ketchup. I felt the coffee pot tremble in my grip, should have set it down, but pride is a stubborn thing. Then came the sound, the scrape of a chair from the corner booth where 3 men had been sitting in the kind of silence you only see from folks who don't need words to tell you they've seen some ugly things. The oldest one, his face creased from years I can't even imagine, didn't even raise his voice. Boy, that's all he said. But the way he said it, hell, the whole room paused. The air itself seemed to tighten. Let me back up a sec, because you're about to learn why that was the wrong damn question to ask. 60 seconds later, the smirks had vanished. The diner's laughter curdled into something heavier, and I, who'd spent years hiding in plain sight, stood taller than I had since the day everything burned and all I could do was crawl and keep crawling. 5 years since the IED, 5 years since I traded my future for a tangle of skin grafts and half a memory. I'd come to this little town thinking it would be easy to disappear, that nobody would see past the name tag or wonder what made me twitch when a truck backfired. But there's always that one person who pays attention, who looks a little closer, like they're reading the secret script written under your skin. That day it was Henderson, big hands, old boots, name tag worn down to the brass. He wasn't looking at my scars the way those kids did. He was squinting at the edge of my sleeve, like he was trying to place a song he hadn't heard in a decade. "Ma'am," he said, finger stopping just short of touching. "Is that the 10th mountain's crest under there?" My pen hit the floor. The college kids rolled their eyes, one snorted, like a gang tattoo or something. And that's when Henderson's friends came alive. Reyes, with fists covered in ink and stories, and Murphy, whose eyes looked through you like he was seeing some other place entirely. Reyes cut in, voice calm but hard. "That's not gang ink. That's a combat medic's batch." Murphy's cup hit the saucer so hard it cracked. You know that feeling when your body just reacts before your mind does? My fingers found my sleeve, tugging it down, but Henderson wasn't having it. He stood, slow and deliberate, filling up the room like a mountain. When he spoke, every head turned, every fork stilled in midair. "These kids think they're laughing at scars," he said, tapping his own forearm where faded blue ink wound beneath the shiny patches of old burns. "They're laughing at the day she dragged 12 men through hellfire and didn't flinch." The college kid's grin died so quick you'd think someone slapped him. I could feel my heart in my throat, the choking dust, the bodies, the way pain flashes white behind your eyes just before you black out and pray someone remembers your name. "I didn't save them all," I whispered, and Henderson just stood there, rock steady, not touching, not crowding me, just there. "Nobody ever does," he said, and somehow that was the only truth in the room. It felt like something inside me finally stopped fighting, like maybe it was okay to be seen. So I unrolled my sleeve all the way, let the tattoo show itself, the mountain crest, the serpent twined around the staff, and the date of the ambush, inked so I wouldn't forget. Murphy let out a low whistle. "Hell, you're the medic from the news." The college kid tried to mumble something, but Reyes shut it down with a look. "Now you know," he said, as if that explained everything. Later, as I refilled Henderson's coffee, I saw the boys sneak out, their meal untouched, but a crisp $100 bill folded beneath the receipt. Murphy caught my eye as he was leaving. "They'll remember today longer than you will," he said, and I almost laughed, because maybe he was right. For the first time in a long while, I touched my scars without hiding, just acknowledging, maybe I will, too. The noon sun was blazing when I stepped outside, and for once I didn't mind it glinting off my skin. For the first time in years, I let myself breathe, standing there in the open with every mark and memory showing. That's the thing nobody tells you. Sometimes the story you've been hiding from is the one that saves you in the end. So let me ask, if you'd been there, would you have laughed or would you have listened? Where's the line between curiosity and cruelty, between a joke and a wound that never quite closes? Drop your thoughts below. Let's talk about it. Maybe today we help someone else stand a little taller, too. You ever have one of those days where you think the story's over, the credits are rolling, the music's fading out, and you finally let yourself believe, even just for a minute, that the worst is behind you? That was me, standing in the sunlight outside Mel's diner, skin prickling under the summer glare, scars uncovered for the world to see. I could have walked to my truck, driven home, let that moment become just another half memory. Yeah, could have, if life had any respect for neat endings. But I swear, the universe has got a way of doubling down when it feels you breathing easy. Before I could even fish my keys from my apron, a car door slammed behind me, loud, sharp, impatient. I turned, and there stood the college kid from table 9, red-faced and hunched like he'd just sprinted 100 yards to catch me, his friends hanging back by the sedan, not laughing anymore. He fumbled with his words. "Hey, wait, listen, I didn't know, all right? We were just messing around." It was stupid. He wouldn't meet my eye, kept kicking gravel like a kid called to the principal's office. I got an uncle who's a Marine. Served in Fallujah. He never talks about it, not even on holidays. Mom says he screams in his sleep. Guess I never thought about. I don't know what you went through. I could have let him stew. Lord knows part of me wanted to. But you spend years hiding, years aching to be seen, and when someone finally does, it messes with you, softens something you didn't think you'd get back. You ever asked him why he doesn't talk? I said, not unkind, just tired. He shook his head. Maybe you should, I told him. Maybe he's just waiting for someone to listen and not judge how broken he still feels. The kid nodded. I shiny, said thanks, got in his car, and peeled off. His friends dead quiet the whole ride out. I thought that was the end of it. But you know what I mean, right? That's never the end. Word travels fast in small towns, faster than coffee cools. By my next shift, there's a different kind of whisper following me, less about scars, more about that moment. Mrs. Wilkes, who's been coming here since before they paved Main Street, pressed a crumpled note in my palm, all shaky handwriting and underlined, "Proud of you." Even Hank, the night cook who only speaks in grunts and country songs, looked up from his grill and said, "Heard you gave those college boys a lesson in respect." About damn time someone did. But it wasn't all sweet. No, sir. Some folks don't like their heroes battered, don't want to think their waitress dragged bodies through fire or watched friends die in sandstorms on the other side of the world. Old Mr. Danvers cornered me by the register, voice low. "You think we should feel sorry for you?" He sneered. "You people sign up for this, then come back expecting a medal." His words hit harder than I care to admit, but I looked him square in the eye, said, "No, sir, I don't want your pity or a medal. I just want my coffee tips and a little human decency, same as anyone." That could have turned ugly, but before Danvers could open his mouth again, Henderson, yeah, the old vet, showed up at the counter. "Emma's earned the right to walk proud," he said, calm as Sunday. "Anybody got a problem with that can take it up with me." Danvers scowled, but didn't argue. It's funny how the right ally, at the right time, can make a whole room safer without ever raising their voice. What nobody expected, least of all me, was the ripple effect. Couple days later, a local reporter wandered in, camera crew in tow, sniffing for some feel-good story. Veteran waitress stands up to bullies, town rallies behind her. They always want a headline, not the messy truth. They wanted me to roll up my sleeve, smile for the camera, say something inspirational. I almost did, but then I caught sight of a woman at the corner table, arms folded tight, eyes glistening above her coffee mug. I recognized that look, seen it in the mirror plenty. She was hiding something, 2.so instead of posing. I sat down beside her. Rough day? I asked. She nodded, whispered, my husband's coming home soon. Afghanistan. He won't talk to me anymore. I don't know how to help. My voice shook when I answered, just sit with him. You don't have to fix what war broke. Sometimes just being there is enough. The reporter caught the whole thing on camera anyway, but for once, I didn't mind. Some things are worth sharing. Twist is, after the news ran, vets started showing up at the diner, folks I'd never met before. One left a purple heart next to his tip, another just nodded and said, document. Even the college kid's uncle came by, left a note. Thank you for making him understand. Suddenly my scars weren't something to hide, they were a sign to others, a kind of lighthouse for the lost and the hurting. Now, I still have bad days, don't get me wrong. There are nights when the world goes quiet and the old memories creep in, when the weight of it all settles heavy on my chest. But now, when someone stares at my arms, I don't flinch, I roll my sleeve up higher. And sometimes, when the room is loud and the laughter cuts a little too close, I remember Henderson's words, walk proud. So I do. And if you're listening to this, if you've ever felt invisible, or worse, exposed, maybe this is your sign. You don't have to be a hero to stand up straight. Maybe all you need is to let yourself be seen, scars and all, and trust that the right people will stand with you, even when it's hard. What do you think? Are we stronger for what we survive, or for who stands beside us after? Go ahead, drop your thoughts below. Let's keep the conversation going, because sometimes one story is enough to change the whole room.